Welcome to the Art Lady channel. Today we're going to be making a large front view turkey, and his head's actually turned side views, but we got the big beautiful spread of his tail opening up here. And I have some really fun turkey clips that I'll put in so we can look at some real turkeys. And I also have on my channel, if you search fall on the playlist, there is some more footage of those turkeys that are longer and detailed. So if you want detailed images of turkeys, you can always check out that area in my playlist. You gonna do that again? Oh, right, we got a gobble. You gonna do that again? Gobble, gobble. But for today, let's go ahead and start off by sketching out the turkey. And we're going to go to the center. If you look here, this is the very middle of my page. And we're going to just jump up a little bit from the middle and put the eye. So that's where we're going to start off our picture. So we find the center of our page, jump up a little bit, and we're going to start with a circle for the eye. And if you notice, the circle for the eye, compare it to your pinky fingernail, is a little bit smaller than the actual nail bed of your pinky fingernail. And then we're going to do a little line just right on top, and I'm going to blow this up for you so you can see the detail. And I just do a little line underneath, and then I'm just going to curve this down and around. It's kind of like a V on each edge, so it almost looks like a football shape eye. And from there, I'm just going to add a little line on the top, and now I'm going to bring this back down so you can see it a little bit better here. So I have my turkey eye and then the wrinkly line or coloration on the top, and when we look at turkeys up close, and if you see those videos that I made, it shows up close images of these turkeys, so we can study the colors and of their face, which is fascinating. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a diagonal line just to the right of the eye. And we're going to come around and back down. And the snood is a line that comes down off the beak, and it forms a little point here. And I'm going to do a curve at the bottom. And I'm going to come right down and over. So it's a point. This is almost like a V-shaped curve. And we're going to add a little patch of color here. I'm going to do a little small line, just come down and around with a wobble, and down and around. A wiggly line. This just gives some extra coloration around his neck. He's got a lot of that red, loose skin. Now from the wattle right here, come up and around and right down. So this is like the wrinkle inside his face. Because if you notice, when we look closely at turkeys, you see a lot of wrinkly area and wrinkly skin here. Now I'm just going to come down here and down here. We're going to form the big base of the turkey coming down and around. And if yours is not perfectly circular, don't worry about it, because look at this. This is not perfectly circular either. Basically, we're doing a big round circular blob. So it's if it's off a little bit, it's okay. So I'm going to curve down, and I'm going right to the bottom of my page with a giant curve. So for this, I curved down and around, and then I'm curving down and around to the bottom of the page. Now we're going to give a little bit of feather texture, and we're going to come off the neck and just give some wavy line and in a circular form. And then you can do giant U shapes. These are just for the feather textures that's in the front And then we're going to start our formation of feathers around the side. So I'm going to come out with 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to come around to the body, down and around, around, around. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, around and around. These are like C curves, and these are backward C curves. And we can give just a little line in the very middle for texture. These are the longer feathers. Now I'm going to do a row of feathers coming around him. So I'm going to come up and around. These are shorter. Up and around. Go slow and do this carefully. And where you have the feathers go behind the head, just be careful where they begin and end. Maybe I'll just have one end here, because you don't want to draw on top of this, on top of the head or the wattle. Up and around. So now I have a row of shorter feathers, and it's starting to get longer on the tail. So I'm going to put a center line in each one. This one I don't see much. And again, when you make these lines, do them neatly. That's called craftsmanship. And in each one of these lines, I'm just going to place a diagonal lines that form like a letter V. They come from the same place. They're symmetrical. So it's diagonal, 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 diagonal. And these details you can always do later. I'm going to do them quickly. If you do 2 or 3 of them, that's fine, as I'm doing mine. And you can always come back at the end of the video and just finish them. So if you haven't finished them yet, that's fine. Now we're going to start the next row of feathers. And what I do for that is I just come out, straight out from the center of each one of these bumps. And I'm coming out approximately 1.5 inches. And you want to keep it the same all around. And I'm not doing it down here on these feathers. I'm going to make this a little bit taller because I want him to come around. And then I'm going to cap this. Coming around. Now, if you did not meet, just bring them up to meet as you come around the line. Now the next row, I'm going to come out and out, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to make almost like a rainbow arch, coming all around. This is another band of color. This is the darker band of color. Now I'm connecting with straight lines, and there'll be one back here we can't see. This is the longer tail feathers, and they have bands of different colors on them, but really dark toward the end. Now I'm doing a curve on the top here for the tip of the feather. And you want it to begin and end where these lines meet. Just like so. And there we have our fall turkey. Now you can go ahead and color this in, paint it, color it with marker, and I'll show you an example of what it looks like when it's done. if you'd like to follow how I did a crayon resist, this is the design I did first with crayon. And now I'm going to paint over this to create my crayon resist. And this is the completed turkey with the watercolor resist added on top of the crayon. I hope you enjoy creating your turkey, and if you like the video, don't forget to hit the little like button and subscribe.